On April 22nd, Tuesday, the emergency services received a call from a shaky voice. The voice on the call pleaded to rescue him from his house and offer him some medical assistance. When they reached the place, there was a strange smell of feces and urine outside of the front door. They finally found an old disabled gentleman in his motorized wheelchair with feces on his eyebrows, ears, beard, hair, and arms. While the victim was being moved to the hospital, deputies spotted a string attached to a doorknob to shut the door with no chance of opening. It was evident that somebody prevented the older man from opening the door. So who locked him up in a house filled with feces and trash? What happened to the Florida man near Haverhill Road? Who had left him to die? If you want to know more about horrifying cases, please subscribe to our channel to never miss an update. So without any further ado, let's dive right in. Now, West Palm Beach is one of the wealthiest cities in Palm Beach County, Florida. It is a hub of nightlife, entertainment, cultural attractions, and recreation in the Palm Beaches. People start their adventure in the vibrant neighborhoods of downtown West Palm Beach. These neighborhoods hold the best real estate, including access to amenities, historic districts, desirable architecture, good schools, and minimal crimes. It was near Haverhill Road of West Palm Beach, Florida, where our victim, a local resident, lived. The 55-year-old man had previously suffered many strokes and was unable to walk. He could rarely get up and transfer to his motorized wheelchair. So his son, Jonathan Woods, moved in with him 2 to 3 years ago after he suffered from a series of strokes. 22-year-old Woods was looking after his disabled father. Not only did the Florida man and Woods reside there in the retirement community, but also Woods' girlfriend. They both seemed to be the caretakers of the victim. Jonathan Woods used to bring his elderly father food and water into the bedroom while he and his girlfriend slept in the central part of the house. Until about 8 months ago. April days began to feel longer and brighter, and the weather had warmed up. On April 5th, 2022, the Florida man called emergency services with a shaky voice. He sounded severely frightened. He pleaded them to rescue him from his house. He requested them to offer him some medical assistance. The trembling voice of the older man made the sheriff's deputies and firefighters rush to his home near Haverhill Road in West Palm Beach, Florida. When they reached the place, there was a strange smell of feces and urine right outside of the front door, but they couldn't spot anything suspicious. So the firefighters opened the front door immediately. It was a horrible sight that they didn't expect. They saw trash and bugs spread around the room to a point where they couldn't see the floor. Feces was found on the floor, bed, wall, and every surface in sight. Urine-filled plastic bottles were scattered throughout the room. What was worse was that the disabled older man had been seated in his wheelchair with feces on his eyebrows, ears, beard, hair, and arms. Deputies moved the man from the room with cockroaches crawling beneath him. They also found him covered in bed sores. They made immediate arrangements to shift him to the hospital as the older man demanded urgent medical attention. While the victim was being moved, deputies noted the central house space with food in the refrigerator and a clean and well-arranged bed. They also spotted a string attached to a doorknob and connected to another doorknob. It seemed to hold the door shut. It was clear that somebody prevented the older man from even opening the door. Even if he had used his motorized wheelchair, he wouldn't have been able to escape from that room. But the question was, who locked him up? Now, before getting answers to these queries, the sheriffs ensured that this older man got the medical attention that he needed and deserved. The deputies escorted him by ambulance to the neighborhood hospital in West Palm Beach with stand guards stationed. The older man was taken to the hospital as attending nurse stated that the man had bed sores in his crotch area and that his condition seemed to be a typical example of neglect. After providing enough medical assistance, the deputies ensured that the older man was ready to answer their questions. They started their formal interrogation by asking him to explain the lifestyle he had been living for the past day. The old man told them that he had been trapped in his room for 8 months. The man hadn't left his room for any reason or under any circumstance. He also had a couple of seizures in the past few days that left him unable to move. He felt terrible that he had no medical help or empathy from his son whatsoever. Despite the inability to walk, the man said he could get up and operate a motorized wheelchair. He added that he could not leave the bedroom because his son, Jonathan Woods, had tied a string to another door in the house to prevent him from opening it. Due to his immobile position, he was also covered with bed sores. The older man had given his son money to buy him food on several occasions, but his son would simply spend the money and not bring him any food. His son also seized his debit card, which he refused to return. It is unclear whether his son had made purchases or used his debit card, but it is evident that taking the debit card would make the older man more dependent on his son for his life. The victim added that he had been left alone in the room for the past 4 days. He neither ate nor drank anything. The last meal he had was a leftover cheeseburger that Woods had given him. He stated that he did not feel free to leave the room. He was trapped there for 8 months while being treated like less than a person. The elderly man began to cry while narrating the entire ordeal. He said that he did not want to get his son into trouble, but he could no longer live the way that he was. The disabled man expressed his concern that he would die if he continued to live in his current circumstance. During the police interview, the older man received a text from Woods thanking him sarcastically since he and his girlfriend were being arrested. Woods also added that the older man should have notified him before calling 911 so that he would have cleaned up the house before deputies arrived. Besides treating his disabled father miserably and leaving him to die, I hope Woods pays for this sarcastic message. Jonathan Woods was brought into interrogation where he admitted to deputies that he was not doing a good job. However, he claimed that he didn't realize how terrible things were and that his dad didn't smell that bad. How could he make that statement with a straight face? Woods seems to be pretty young to be so insane and completely heartless. As if mentioning the smell in his dad's life circumstances was not bad enough, Woods and his girlfriend confessed to failing to offer adequate care for his father. Woods also stated that he and his girlfriend ate the food since they were hungry. The deputies doubted how any person could stay hungry every time and empty the food. Deputies decided that he was neglecting his father and left him to starve to death. Deputies understood that Woods had been living with his father as his caregiver only because he had moved into the 55-plus community, but the son's care had deteriorated in recent months. So the deputies retrieved the older man's debit card, which he refused to return voluntarily, and they gave the older man his belongings. After the interrogation and confessions on April 6, 2022, 22-year-old Jonathan Woods was arrested for false imprisonment and neglect of an older adult or disabled adult. He was transferred to the prison by the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, where he was detained on a $50,000 bail. The authorities revealed neither the Florida man's name nor his present state of health for legal reasons. We know that aging is an inevitable part of life, but we often don't realize how much of an impact it can have on our entire family. The circle of life isn't only for fiction and novels. We humans are also bound to its special bonds. As we get older, so do our parents and other loved ones. I know it's a hard truth that even our parents may one day need our help, just as we once needed theirs. Caring for them and paying attention to their needs is one of the many ways that you can show that you love and appreciate them. So don't let any reason stop you from taking good care of your parents. Make sure you don't bring in another Jonathan Woods into the world. How did you feel after hearing about this case? Let us discuss in the comments section. Also, if you would like to see similar cases, we will be back with a new case soon. Thank you for watching our video, but before you leave, offer us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, then hit that bell icon to get notified about our new exciting cases.